Hey everybody. So I know it's late and odd timing, but at least we can start back here like at a slowly get back into this. If we start like in the middle of the night. Why is my live say why does the title not come up? Like am I in why does it say live with restream? It's supposed to say late night after holiday. Oh, late night after holiday hangout. Let's change that. There we go. Let's change it a little bit. Hey, Pearl's mom, Rihanna, Crazy Mom. You guys are all the lucky ones that get to catch me live a little bit. I'm sorry it's so late. I know that you guys are probably all ready to go to sleep and go to work. Hey, country girl. I kind of just disappeared for a while, a few days. Just, I don't know. I took off for Thanksgiving and then I think I got a little too comfortable with that. So just that calmness. And I kept getting ready to go live and then I just wouldn't. But I did make a few posts the last few days and I was in a chat or two. Ouch, my freaking bones are like cracking. So, how's everybody doing? How's it going? Everything's been good. It's just you're on the night schedule. Glad you're okay. Good. Yeah, I wanted to go live, but then like part of me was like, some of me dreads it. Oh good. Shit! It's just shit. Okay. Part of me dreads it, and part of me really, enjoys it. So it's kind of like this inner battle, Um, but I still have been secretly uh what can I what's the word I would like to use? Advocating. I'm gonna call it advocating for Summer Wells. I don't care. You guys can kiss it if you don't like it. Because when you know something, you're supposed to say something, see something, say something, and so yeah. I mean, nobody's going to turn around and be like, oh, just kidding. Just kidding. We were lying. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. As much as Andy may wish he can reverse time and go back, it's not my fault, whatever part he played. If he played any. Hey, Yaya. Hey, Tina. I know a lot of you guys have been messaging, and I actually have messages that I need to reply to, and I haven't even done any readings. I have to do a couple readings. I owe a couple of you guys readings that I planned on doing yesterday and today, but I just kept being like not looking at my phone and just basically just trying to ignore my phone for a few days. Right, Judy? It's good to see you here, yeah. Hope you had a good holiday. So everybody getting ready for this Christmas? Or let's see, 20, 21, 22. Our fourth Christmas together, guys. We need to do the 12 days of Cygnus. Since a certain somebody is probably going to be well, maybe a certain couple of them, but definitely we know a certain one is going to be celebrating Cygnus this year instead of Christmas. So we might do the 12 days of Cygnus for her, just to make it a little bit more enjoyable. I don't know. I'm stupid. I don't know. The 12 days of Cygnus. On the 12th day of Cygnus, Fred Hill came to me. So, something like that. When's that start? The 13th or the 12th? 13th? Hey, Maria and Jessica, Connie. I know it's bad for my channel when I take off for a few days, but I figured people would understand with it being Thanksgiving and all the. I wanted people to be able to enjoy the holiday season, you know what I mean? Without like the drama. That's truly why. I mean, plus I needed the mental break, but I just thought that me, myself, and others needed to just like kind of calm down a few days. Because obviously I have to force some of them to take breaks or they won't. They'll just give themselves a heart attack. So I'm just going to go ahead and help them out a little bit. I started to get worried, a little worried for 6 of them. Like, oh my God, like I better freaking, this chick's gonna freaking like implode, or I don't know. Like, I don't know how much I would care, but probably negative. Get under the mistletoe tree this year. I'm very blessed to have somebody like Fred, very similar and he doesn't put much like that stuff's not that important to him, like Christmas and stuff. Just like it isn't for me. It's fun when you have little kids and stuff, but Christmas and birthdays, they're a milestone and nice to acknowledge and stuff, but it's much better to give and receive when it's unexpected. That's when, because on Christmas and Thanksgiving, or well, not Thanksgiving, but on Christmas, people and birthdays and stuff, people expect stuff. Certain ones, kids especially. Hey, Tiffany. So been wanting to go live. I was gonna go live on my walk earlier, but I kept putting it off just to give some people some time to be able to, even though they probably binged old Ziggy, but and Tiffany has gave us permission to use her soundbite back in my intro, so we might be reintroducing that into our intro. I have to make sure if you don't have you have to make sure you don't use any sounds or anything that my old intro is trying to tell me it does that whole strike thing. It just makes it so I'm not monetized, but still, obviously, I don't want that over a long period of time. So, yeah, once I'm able to afford the freaking subscription for it, I'll make a new one. Yeah, I have to give it to Tiffany. She has a great voice. I've always said that. I would be making money with that voice if I were you. Money, money. Changing the world in a better, I mean, I guess in a way you are. You're trying to help with the Summer Wells case and stuff. But you could do sound work. Or, what's it called? Voice work.
Laura might get me chat, I don't know.
Huh?
I said Laura might get me chat, I don't know.
Oh, really?
She might.
Oh, wow. That'd be hilarious. Suppose Laura might show up, guys, and chat. She's welcome. If for some reason she can't type, if it's not, I mean, I don't think she would be blocked. Like,
No, she blocked.
because any ones that have typed as her has always been fake accounts of her. Voice work, like what kind? Like for, you know, the people that do commercials and stuff. It's very lucrative. You could also you could just also do it on your own, free, what's it called? Like where you go, like people go online and they submit, like they read something for somebody. You know what I mean? They'll read a book, they'll apply to there's like websites you can go on where voice actors they'll like read something and put it up on sites so people hear their voice. And then they'll hire you for like commercials and stuff or movies or just whatever. Also, you have like ASMR is a very definitely, but I don't know if you would do something like that. I've always thought that. I'm like, gosh, why doesn't she do something with her voice? So, I was watching earlier a little bit of Sage Sleuth. She had a really good live. Maybe we'll watch some of that here in a second after we start just chat it up a little bit. Yeah, I guess if you don't like to read, that's definitely yeah, that would not be good because you'd have to read a lot for something like that. Read and memorization and yeah, I love ASMR. But your voice would be more for like the men, obviously, because I don't know. It's just it's I am too, and I didn't catch the beginning of it, but let's see. Let me go ahead and pull it up and get ready. I saw that I don't know if Jody Sue is trying to insinuate that that was Fred in that short that she posted, or Fred or myself. What's Josh live about? Why is my internet freaking going so slow? Jeez. This is not going to be good. Okay. Okay, cool. She still has it up. Good. I think she played some really good things. I might kind of fast forward through it because she repeated on some things, but it's good to replay things so people really understand it. Sometimes it takes us a few times to listen to something. Al, we're just gonna chill. It's not gonna have to. Thanks for your cooking shows. I'm much like you. I'm just starting. Did you try to make any noodles? Those noodles I made, they were good. They were just too thick. They needed cut smaller, and they were too eggy, I think, for something like Alfredo. Like egg noodles, I think, are much better for something like chicken noodle soup or something. Maybe, you know. Hey, Donna. Yeah, I think she was live for like 7 hours, but she hadn't been live for a long time. Let's see where she's going to start here.
I can look at something and it'll be there, and then I look back and it's not there. And sometimes, and I'll always be here for. But when certain people want certain people gone, they also threaten your family, to get you to quiet down and shut up. Let sleeping dogs lie, as they told my father. I did have somebody come to a place that I was, cut my gas lines on my car. It's been bad.
Wow. Thank you, Yaya. I'm saying wow to what Sage just said, but wow, thank you, Yaya, as well. That's okay. We haven't had, well, I did have my window broken in my vehicle, but that's been a couple of years, and I don't believe it was really summer wells per se, like because of summer wells. But damn, I've had things happen, but not. I want to listen to what she's talking about here. It's crazy because it's interesting to hear the ones that are getting threatened because it. And why is my freaking chat not loading on? Oh, please don't do this to me. Okay, I guess I'm about to look at my phone to pay attention to chat. Her live was good today because it focused on old stuff, and she would try to compare old to new, like old to newer. Hey, Matthew. So yeah, let's listen to what she's saying. What kind of threats that she's had, and when they.
My uncle was involved in 3-letter agencies. It's going to sound crazy, y'all. I'm telling you, when I get there.
Hold on.
Is messing up really bad. Worse now since surgery than before. I've been to the ER several times. It's just not looking good. So I want to get that done. I know I'm going to take a lot of flack because it's about phenomenon. It's about things that a lot of people are going to poke fun at. And I don't care. I think
I'm glad you don't care, Sage Sleuth. Always stick to what you know to be the truth and right, no matter what people say.
It needs to be said to help other people who have experienced the things that I've experienced in my life. My family has. Some of my close friends that I live near. I'm not so concerned about my name getting out. I have been for years. It goes back to something that my uncle was involved in. 3-letter agencies. It's going to sound crazy, y'all. I'm telling you when I get there. There's a magazine that was written up that I'm in it. His life was ended. My life was threatened.
Mm-hmm.
I had nothing to do with any of it at the time. But when certain people want certain people gone, they also threaten your family, to get you to quiet down and shut up. Let sleeping dogs lie, as they told my father. I did have somebody come to a place that I was, cut my gas lines on my car. It's been bad. And throughout my life, I had individuals pop up where they couldn't have known my name, who I was, and made sure to let me know in no uncertain terms that they were connected and that they knew who I was, even though I didn't know who they were. That does put the fear of, God in you.
Yeah, it is pretty weird when you have people watching you, like these people that are obsessed with you, and you have you find out how obsessed they are, and it's just like, whoa, you had no idea. That's pretty scary. Like, I kind of wonder if 666 has something I kind of wonder if it's even more worse than I even know. Happy birthday, Donna. 12/2. We're getting. At least you had your birthdays early enough in the month that you're not like Christmas baby, so that you didn't get double gifts, except the one relatives that you saw once a year that maybe you might get the Christmas and birthday in one. No, she's always been Sage Sleuth, as far as I know. St. Elmo's. You didn't know that? You don't know who Sage Sleuth is? She's been around forever. She just hasn't been doing videos lately. I remember Sage Sleuth from very, very beginning. A lady boner. So, yeah, Sage Sleuth's been around since the very beginning.
Speak.
From what I remember, anyways.
I kept my mouth shut about everything because I didn't really know what all was going on at the time. And I didn't know what my uncle was involved in. I still don't really know.
She's the one that put up a bunch of videos. She's the one that put up did a bunch of work and videos on exposing certain ones like Chroma Mama and stuff. I forget exactly. Well, it might have been. I don't know if it had to do with the documentary and stuff, but it was that group though. I watched it, but until I get reminded here in a second, I'm going to freaking forget. Once you guys will remind me, I'll remember it because I watched a lot of it. Yeah, she did say something about being sick, I believe.
What all my uncle was involved in. I know that when I bring it out, I'm going to have to prove it, and that means I'm going to have to go into my storage and get out.
We do find out in here that, I find out in here something I didn't know, that Squall is also one of them as part of the documentary thing, which I should have known. Anybody who deleted all their content and stuff several months ago, whoever was part of that, I guess Sage asked Squall specifically, did you sell your videos? And then right after that, Sage Sleuth was blocked.
out documents in the magazine and all of that. And all you true crime people can go research to your heart's content when I get there. I'm not going to do it, though. I'm not going to go digging back there in that stuff. That's not what I'm wanting to do. I want to talk about out-of-body experiences, aliens, UFOs, stuff that's going on right now that our government is telling us is there and then telling us it's not. Some of you are over there just clicking with your nose. That's fine. I don't care. Like I said, I will eventually say who I am. It's no big deal. It's just when you don't know who has been watching you for years, it's kind of scary. And so I'm thinking that most of those people are probably dead by now. But, you know,
Is Sage
stranger things
Sleuth a
have happened.
local?
So I live near another experiencer, and we grew up together, actually. Well, not grew up together, but, you know, we attended the same schools, and his life is similar to mine. Not quite exactly the same, but it's similar. But I want to do that, and I want to use my channel to do that. I'm going to win, and I have no concerns over that. So if, when I'm talking, I'm away from it. I don't know how loud I am. I'm just don't. Not everything needs to be said, and not everything that is said to you needs a response. I may lose a whole bunch now. It's okay if that happens. But the ones that stayed are the ones I care about. And if it dropped down to just 2 or 1, I'd be happy with that. So it's not for clout, or I would have been out here. It's not for money, or I would have been out here. I enjoy going to other people's channels and talking. Doesn't mean I'm working with somebody just because you see me in someone's chat. Doesn't mean I'm working with somebody.
Oh yeah,
because
me and Sage
somebody
Sleuth were
gave me a
tag teaming.
wrench. Y'all just saw me give wrenches today. I'm not working with the people that I just gave the wrenches
In case
to.
you didn't know.
They may have to go in a few minutes, and I will have to find someone else to hold the wrench for me. It just means I trust them. That's the only thing.
Just kidding.
That I like them, and I trust them,
we're
and I
not.
think they're good people. It doesn't mean the people that I didn't pick now that I don't trust you.
What's up with this Skull Chicken? I've had mixed experience with Squall. She's not the most horrible person at all. Like, she hasn't like been horrible to me or anything. Like, she said some like things about me and Fred that, you know, before, yes, but she's not the worst of the worst. But she's the one. You know who she is, right? She's the one that said Frank White essayed her. And she told about that and her story and stuff. She's supposedly a local. I don't know.
You don't love you or any of that, because I do. It's just I can't have a whole chat full of wrenches, because then somebody would say I have a whole chat full of wrenches. So that's what I'm saying. People spend far too much time picking apart people. We're not looking for summer. We spend more time fighting with one another. And I've been saying this for the last 2 years. Before that, I was showing the inconsistent statements made by those people around Ben Hill, and I used their own words to do so. I didn't put my words in there. It was all their words. It still is going to be all their words. That's why I would win a suit. You can't sue me for using your own words.
Exactly.
You can't. You can't sue me for having an opinion.
Yeah, they were saying. I heard that they were trying to say that they were going to sue me, like that Krama Mama was talking about suing me for slander, or trying to help Andy sue me for slander, and I'm like, you've got to be like, are you fucking for real? Like, you're following me around everywhere. You know, you're the one doing lives on me and uh spreading lies about Fred and making videos about him. All we're saying is Andy was on the road and you're going to get me for slander. That's the truth. So he would never do that because he would have to prove that he wasn't on the road. And he was. So yeah, that won't ever happen. Won't happen. He might do it like try to. Well, no, I doubt he would even start some because it costs money to file. It's not like a protective order that's free to file.
Shut me down either. Jody sits there every so often and she will pull up one thing. She can only come up with one thing to try to make me look bad. And she thinks it bothers me, that it hurts me inside, right? Or that it makes me angry. What she doesn't realize is the only reason why I get angry is because she's lying to her daughter. And that pisses me off. I'm out here trying to help children, right? Am I going to be okay if somebody's lying to a child about any damn thing? No. And if you lie about me to that child or about that child, yeah, I'm going to be pissed about it. But it doesn't hurt me. She's not my child. I'm going to forget about it until I hear you say it the next time, Jody. So all you're doing is hurting your kid. How many times do you have to be told that? How many times? You know damn good and well it's been proven to you that when I said the word Bubba, it was to be a nickname for Andy. It was not to be for your daughter. So I don't know if you clipped it,
What?
the way you clipped it, or if it's your friend died.
What? She thinks you were calling her daughter Bubba? Wow. I don't. She needs to go to sleep.
Designs, who by the way has me blocked now and I can't see, which I think is ridiculous.
Who is this D Designs anyway?
Or Enhanced. And by the way, what happened to Enhanced? Why isn't she on your page anymore? That's really odd. Did you rub her nose into it until she got sick and tired of it, like you do everybody else? You talk about Andy and all of this stuff. I stayed out of all of that stuff, all that drama, that personal drama that you brought to Facebook and then YouTube. I stayed out of it. Said it over and over and over to you, Jody, and to anyone else that would listen. I don't want to get involved. I have no interest in it. I'm only here for summer. If you want to talk to me about summer, cool. I'm right there.
I know.
But if you're going to tell me about,
I know that D Design, she's always in. I don't know who she could possibly be, but she's always in Jody Sue's chat. She's one of her biggest supporters.
Depression, and your husband or your man bringing you home some kind of disease, and you want to talk about that kind of stuff? No, I'm not interested. Thank you very much. I just don't. You know, I don't need to know which parent is the better parent. And I've told Jody that. I think Jody is the better parent at that time that I said it. Now I don't really know anymore, because if she's going to lie about something as simple as a nickname and include my name into it,
oh yeah,
then I don't believe any damn thing she's ever said at this point.
Let's see if we can get to where she
like I
starts
said,
playing
she's seen
stuff.
I'm saying hello to the sentence that makes fucking sense. Why are you going to come out and talk about, let's just use this as an example. And, you know, I went down to the store and shit and picked up some shit. And then I went over there and saw, you know, this person over here, and we talked about some shit, you know, and this is all just some shit. That's the kind of stuff she has resorted to saying now for the last year.
Yeah. Or that's what they do. Or they call somebody, you know, say you're a liar and, oh, you lie so much. Oh, she does this lie, you know. And then it's like, okay, give me some examples. And then they'll bring up something like that is not even a lie. It's more like an opinion of yours, and then they're saying it's a lie because they don't agree with your opinion. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that they come up with. They have nothing.
Or blah, 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 blah. That's how bad it is. She's bored herself silly. Whenever anybody talks to Andy, then all of a sudden she's got all this stuff to talk about, all this new stuff. Every single time a new suspect will come out that she can't tell, she can't say anything. She'll come out and say something like, you know, oh, Summer might have been hurt.
Yeah, this
oh,
is
but it may or
staged,
may not
though.
be true. Now, if we said something like that, what is she going to do? A damn 11-hour live trashing the shit out of us. We're doing the very same thing that she's done all this time.
No, I don't know.
I started watching Jody Sue when she was in Michelle After Dark's Facebook group. That's it right there.
We'll do it like that.
Everybody else was watching her too. You know why? You know why we watched her? Because she made herself known. She made it known that she was the neighbor.
She wants to be the go-to.
And that she was picking fights with everybody. If somebody talked about a map, if somebody talked about a street, any subject, anything, just like she does now on YouTube, she would come out and she would tell them that they're wrong. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about, blah, blah, blah.
And then basically repeat the same thing and, you know, and that you just said later on, you know, or she'll say the same things that you've said about Andy, but it's okay that she says, it doesn't make sense. It's like a whole mind F, you know what I mean? It really makes you feel like you're going crazy. Like, is that what it's like being in Jody Sue's mind? Oh my God.
And Michelle just let her run with it. Jody was a star. Jody at that time was a star. She didn't have any subscribers, hardly at all. And all of a sudden she did. And it was people coming from Facebook over to watch her channel. Every bit of her channel was completely open. I know this because I watched it. I wasn't on YouTube at the time. I was on Jody Sue Brown's channel because she was where I was getting my information from at that time by watching her. So then I find out that she's doing a live on YouTube. I watched that. And then it was YouTube after that. Jody was panel hopping. And so then I started watching YouTube. And that's how all that planned out with the majority of most everybody else. But when Jody repeats the story to everybody, she says that everybody was here.
She made people feel very, very sorry for her about being this like abuse victim, DV abuse victim. And that so many creators were afraid to speak negative on her because they would be accused of being, you know, bashing a DV victim. You know, you can be two things at once. You know, two things can be true at once. Okay. Hey, guys. And unfortunately, just because somebody is a victim of some kind of crime does not make them automatically completely void of responsibility or completely all of a sudden they're just innocent and everything. That's just not how it works, unfortunately. So we can have sympathy for Jody Sue and any abuse that she endured at the hands of, you know, well, I won't even, Andy, allegedly. But at the same time, I can also believe that she's lying about the scream. And that I can also believe that she might know some things. Both can be true.
Summer even went missing. Every single creator No, Jody, you're telling lies. You're telling lies, Jody. I had no problem with her coming to YouTube,
You sound like
and
me now,
making
Sue.
money, even because other people were making money on her.
Hey, Fred.
I had no problems with any of that. What I had a problem with was when she started doing inconsistent statements, where she would make statements and then turn around and change them. That's when I started looking at Jody like, what the fuck? Why are you doing that? Number one. Number two, why are you doing that? Okay. I watched her for several months.
I know. And still, it's still confusing because it's like, why, yeah, exactly. Why are you doing that? We have a child missing. It's much more important than you getting some kind of attention. It's on the door in the fridge. I was trying to ask him to get me my Diet Coke. 3 years now, she's not improved her situation. A lot of people were Connie. And I remember, back when I cared what people thought of me, I would tippy toe around what I would say about her. And I just got to a point, and that was after I went to Tennessee the first time. I was just like, okay, screw it. You're lying. And that's just it. That's what it is. And you're a liar. And whatever. If people want to be mad at me for saying that, that's okay. Thanks. So let's see here. She plays some
Didn't do a
videos.
channel. Started my channel.
Let me fast
In my
some more.
I'm the one that brought Amber Moon's video out and kept talking about it over and over and over and over. And it took me about 6 months to get people to start listening. The sad thing about it is everybody got fixated on the shower part of the video. But there's so much more in that video.
Hey, November.
There's 2 videos that I've always said, and I still say, are powerful videos concerning the neighbor of 125, and that be Amber Moon's video and the deep dive of Summer Wells that Tiffany did. Those are 2 great, great, great videos. But like I said, you have to have listened to all the earlier videos. Jody took away almost 300 or a little over 300 videos before June of 2023, right before Dawn came out of jail. At first, I thought it was because, she had done a lot of shit talking about Dawn right before Dawn got out, because everybody assumed that Dawn wasn't going to get out, that he was going to be extradited to Utah over the issues with his sisters.
Yeah. Never happened.
That didn't happen. I knew it wouldn't happen. I did videos during that time frame and announced to everybody that I was doing them because I felt like Don had a right to know what was going on while he was in jail. Wouldn't you? Whether you're innocent or not, wouldn't you want to know what was being said while you were in jail when you get out? Jody Sue started taking them all off. And when she first started taking them off, it was those videos where she had really gone at both Candace and Dawn and the Wells boys. And she said some horrific stuff, not once, not twice, but many times about the Wells boys. But she talks about...
she's completely desensitized because she's not right in her head. It's kind of why these people are able to do these horrible things. Oh shoot, I didn't see. Sorry about I just noticed I had text messages I haven't replied to. I'm not ignoring anybody. I just question is, why does Jody Sue take up for Andy still when he's married to Becca? Well, it depends on who you ask. If you would say that Jody Sue defends Andy, I mean, we should take a poll. We should take a poll. Does Jody Sue defend Andy or talk shit about him? Well, it's like both. Actually, I can't do that. Like she basically says the same things that I say. Basically, like she even can put guilt on him or make him look guilty or even say things about him being possibly involved in Summer Wells. But when anybody else does it, it's like we're just the, most horrible people ever.
Dawn B, right? She wasn't as graphic, of course.
Let's see. It looks like she's got to play something here. Fast
play either, and I couldn't raise the window. Disappear. Just go about 45 minutes away from where we live one day.
Go out towards the main road. She went that way. A lot of people was asking which way she had went. I didn't know if she had headed to the dead end or she went to the main road.
Other neighbors, that's what people don't get. They're like, oh, Jody in the creek and blah, blah, blah. There was other neighbors outside right there that had eyes on us. Right? Candace, as soon as she pulled away from me right there at the house, she runs within a car length or two into our other neighbors that didn't join me in search immediately. But people forget that I had two other people with me when the screams happened, the play, all sorts of stuff. And
right there, she's saying she had two other people, so that would make you assume that it was her kids with her. Right? Two other people.
Yeah.
Now, it could also be the neighbor and maybe his son. But she's not like, telling things. The reason why I mentioned the children is because, well, her son and her daughter, is because what is said later on, where the kids were. Okay, so all of this is, you're going to have to pay attention and go back and forth, and that's what makes it so damn difficult to get anything done around Summer's case with Andy and Jody, because it's half-spoken things. Can't remember, blah blah. Okay, let's continue.
And not only that, but Candace said, well, Jody Sue was dry. When I seen her, she's dry as a bone. Well, of course you're going to be, because the only thing's going to be in a creek is your feet.
Yeah.
You're not, you're not walking through a river. You're walking through a creek. I mean,
I had stepped down into where, how like JLR and all them here, whoever, they've shown that spot where all the drug materials were, right?
Right.
That's where I'd stepped down into. Okay?
Right.
It's the area, but it wasn't in the water.
Right.
Okay, I agree with you, Liplock. Now, right there, she says that she stepped down in the area but wasn't in the water. Her very beginning videos state she got in the water and waded a few feet.
Look how slow my camera is.
Then heard Candace coming down the driveway,
it's
and she
YouTube.
climbed back out of the water, back up the bank, and met Candace in the
made us
middle of
think
the
that
road.
they were minors.
That whole scenario
Exactly.
has changed over time. It's morphed and changed. And that's why I started speaking about Jody and Candace in the very beginning. It wasn't to harass anyone. It was to point out the statements. even when I spoke with Jody once, I told her, I said, I really wish you didn't speak the way that you did back then. And, I was trying to say, stop doing it now because, girl, it's made you look all kinds of ways. And if you're innocent, then you've not done yourself any favors, and neither is Andy, in my opinion. But let's continue. And this goes to Prayer Garden and with many things.
When I hear Candace coming down the damn driveway, I step back up out of that spot and I walk 2 feet. We kind of collided, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
because you wanted to tell her about the screen.
right. And that I'd been trying to holler up at her. She hadn't heard me, apparently. And I was like, that everything was just instant like that, right?
Exactly.
Everything was just instant like that. Well, it can be instant like that if you're climbing in and climbing out of water, climbing up and down a bank.
Yeah.
Right. And then meeting somebody in the middle of the road. So it's not instant.
Yeah, people don't understand. They're not like, I don't know. They're not, you can't even see 125 from 110, really. Or vice versa. So
I'm not going to put your comments on my screen because people use that, against you later on. And so I'm not going to do that. If you'd like me to do that, I'll do it. But I just feel uncomfortable about doing that anymore. I almost didn't even put down the chat replay because I'm tired of Jody Sue Brown attacking subscribers in chats. So, but it is what it is. I also want people to be able to look back at what other people say because those might be the key that helps find Summer. So Rhiannon says, at Sage, for whatever it's worth, once in chat, I personally asked JSB when she first saw Candace, had 911 already been called. She said yes. Yeah, the original story was that
when she first saw Candace, she said that 911 had been called. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why weren't you encouraging her to call 911 like back at like 3 p.m.?
Candace said that she called before she left the top of the hill, and she threw the phone in the back of the truck and called 911, then left the hill. Jody says that when Candace was getting ready to drive off from her, when they met in the middle of the road, and that Candace was heading out towards, Beach Creek Road, that she said that Candace said that she was going to, call, make the call for the cops. And let's see what everybody else has said. Day Trooper says, I still do not know what her original story is about the Creek days. She always accused Andy of, having a thing about patterns and holidays and stuff. But you would see every holiday. She would do a live. Sometimes she was,
But here's the thing, if she had already called at some point prior to running into me, then why the hell did she say I'm going to call the police and go off saying she was going to call the police?
Right. Right. She didn't call him before that.
But dude recalled it at first. Don says the way he knows to go down to the shed area.
Now, I agree with that. I agree with Jody Sue right there. If Candace had actually made the call up on the hill, because remember, she was supposed to have taken her mom's phone because it had better service. If she had done that, and if Jody's being truthful in what was said to her at the bottom of Ben Hill,
my speaker so they hear.
It wouldn't make any sense for her to say that she's calling the police, unless she's calling the police again for some reason, right? But I don't believe so because she was on the phone with Dawn. Later, Dawn tells McDonough that he talked to her all the way. But in the same conversation, he also states that he went to the shed because Candace never called him back. Jody Sue said in like 3 different videos that Andy met Candace at Mount Carmel Church when he came in that day. And that's how he found out that Summer was missing. When we get to the Andy part, listen to what he says and how he avoids that whole subject of where he saw Candace. And it makes no sense why he would be so hesitant, right? Unless he was doing something like he accuses Fred of doing, right? All right, so let's finish this one up.
Stuff is because of not getting a call back from Candace Rebels to say Summer had been found. But then later on, he leaves that story in no, him and Candace somehow.
Day Tripper, it's from Prayer Garden, and the title is So They, in quotations, Donald and Candace, in quotation, did want their vending machine, hyphen Summer Wells case.
A bathing
I'm
suit.
not sure when it was aired. It's not on my
Is that what she calls it? A bathing
my
suit?
screen. Usually I'll go to the more when I'm making a video or a clip, and I'll go to more, and while I'm recording, and I'll load up so that I can see the timestamp as well as the
Drive back.
Yeah, and that's impossible. That's impossible. Uh-huh.
It would have been closer to possible after the Fed level.
You have to be on the other side to begin with to be able to stay on the phone the whole time.
Oh yeah, you ain't stay. I don't care what brand you weren't staying.
Right.
Don had better signal than the feds and Ronnie Lawson and everybody else who was church going.
Yeah, right.
That's what causes us so much issues in our search efforts.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, that is like, yeah, sure. Believe you.
all right, that's all that's on that one. This one's titled, hang on one second. This one's titled, It's Too Early for Monster Ratchet Ranch and Cornbread Best Stop. And this was August 26, 2023. Jody Sue.
Basically just a quick PSA. Right.
A begging suit.
Yes, PG's still active on every night, pretty much.
Trying to get this room set up here.
Let's see. Might find some.
I'm sorry for the empty spots here. You know, she doesn't set up her room or anything, and I really can't talk. Look at the, you know, the mess I made in my live today. So, but she doesn't even start any of that till she's already started the live. And then, you know, you have the pregnant pauses that she does and all that. None of these videos have been, you know, that I'm airing for you have been edited. They've just been clipped straight off of, you know, the lives.
Here, let's switch over to. Let's see.
Shipped same-day delivery for last-minute staples.
Over
Just in
to
time for
my other account so that I can. It won't. So I'll have premium, and I won't have. Let's see. This is cracking cases. Let's see what this. Okay. So what is this? Okay. Is this just going to be okay? Oh my God, I just sent money by mistake. I'm looking for a way to cancel it, and I can't. You can cancel it. If you can't cancel it, send it back by Facebook Pay. Oh my God. You guys, I've had some people, I had somebody send me $1,000 by accident like a few months ago. Thankfully, you know, I was like, do you really mean to send me that? And I just sent it back to her. Listen. Okay, so he said, let's take a look at a fresher of Jody Sue Brand acting like her son, Damien. She said, okay, I will get in touch with my bank this morning to check on this. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for your trouble. No problem. And they said, I just talked to my bank and they said they can't stop the transaction. It's going to be okay. I will call my bank in the morning and see if I can sort it out. My bank won't open till 9. Oh my God. So right here it says, okay, just so you know, it's actually me. I'm the son of Jody Sue. You donated money a little over a month ago. They said, yes, I know. Sorry, I was video chatting with my grandbaby. I will call the bank in the morning and verify if the transaction was made. Before my bank opens at 9. Which is 10 your time, so don't freak out over it too much. If it is there, it will be sent right back. I just have to protect myself on this, and just as you do on yours. I'm sorry this happened, but we'll figure it out. No worries. Yeah. Did she get that money back? I wonder even what happened. I'm sure maybe. Andy,
right, so this
now is for the whole call between Andy and his son Damien, Jody Sue Brown, oldest son.
right here that I want y'all all to see is a clip and a phone call between Andy Bernard and Damien. This is what we needed to hear a long time ago and haven't. I believe this shows just how mature he is, aka Boog. If you know who that is, that's Jody Sue Brown's son. They're speaking about Jody Sue and her numerous shortcomings. And if you don't remember, a long time ago, I put out where a subscriber had reached out to me and said that Jody Sue was pretending to be Damien, aka Boog, and said that he accidentally sent her his whole paycheck, and it was a scam, you know, without going into great detail. I will try to add some of that in this video so that you can see what I'm talking about. She goes as far as to act like it's that she is her son talking to this woman, asking for lots of money. I think $800 is what it came out to be. It's just insane. But I want you to hear this because this kind of brings a new light to everything. I'm going to add a clip from a short that I made earlier at the end that
Let's get
just lets you
cracking.
hear how much that Andy and Damien don't know really what to think about Jody Sue. Is she capable of doing this? I mean, y'all have to be the judge, but you know, for a long time, I've been on the side of yes. A lot of other people have too, and then there's a lot of people that say she's just money hungry. Again, you have to be the judge of that. So I'm gonna show you these clips. Leave your comments. Make sure you hit the like, and well, sorry, leave your touch DNA on the like. Okay. God bless.
There's no more. Nobody else really needs to know. They have no need to know. But she saw it to take onto herself to be like, well, I need to tell the world about someone else. And blah, 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 bullshit. And she just saw a fucking opportunity to get attention, is what it was.
Yeah, and to slander my name to where I could not do that. Well, I mean, she used that to get in to where she could tell her story about me. That way I could not do nothing. And that's... But I don't know. I don't know what.
So who put this call out? I'm guessing it had to have been Andy. Andy had to have leaked this phone call between him and his son. So, I mean, because how else will please keep this live up. So many are full. The truth needs to be yeah, because this is completely fake.
It just scared the shit out of me about your sister.
Because delusional, right?
Yeah.
She goes back and retcons history. She's sitting here telling me that we didn't have internet, I guess, until like a couple years later than we actually did. But I know the exact fucking, like, not day, but at least time frame of when we got internet. And it was May 2016.
Yeah.
Because I was taking a fucking test at school when it was being hooked up. She was like, no, that's right, not right. We didn't have fucking internet until like 3 years later. And I was like, the fuck we did? And we didn't even have fucking cable in 2016.
No. Hell, I think we did. Let's see. Was we not still at the other house in 2016 too?
No. We moved from Fields Road to Mamaw's place. I think it was October 2013, something like that.
About then. Yeah, because it's...
Oh, that's good to know. Moved from Fields Road to Mamaw's place, which is on 125, which is 125 in 2013, which that would have been around the time. Let me see here. How long would Candace have been there?
But
hell, I was like, even when we were at Fields Road, because the whole topic of her being a fucking absent mother came up, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, even when we were at fucking Fields Road, all you did was stay on like my DS, which I didn't bring that up, but it's true.
Yeah.
Stay on my DS on a phone playing fucking Candy Crush, where she was in the window texting on whatever fucking like BlackBerry or whatever it was. She wanted to raise hell because she was like, I didn't have a BlackBerry. And act like that was some sort of gotcha, but she sat in the fucking window and texted people.
Yeah.
Or it was us running out to McDonald's at 2 fucking a.m. or staying out to McDonald's until like 2 a.m. That way she could sit there and Facebook post.
Yeah.
And, you know, on fucking school nights and shit. So, it's always great.
I mean, I just... You know, there's nothing I could do. I mean, if I tried anything, you know, it was hell on everybody, so I didn't see the point in putting everybody through hell. I just took all that.
Yeah. But that's exactly what it is if mom didn't get away, she would raise hell and make you have to be the fucking bad guy. And, you know. See, y'all did the first 2 children to pick out the house, you guys ruined it. That's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, mom, we really want to go to fucking Walmart. And I was like, you know, all this fucking money that we've had over the years, that we've had, that we had like our lump sum security. How much money did we take to DC? Over 10 grand, right?
It was probably, yeah. She got a back pay of $14,000. I think we took $6 grand to DC, maybe 8, I don't know. And then that beach trip we took and stayed down there a fucking month. Now that was the big chunk of fucking money that fucked us all. Because that's when I got my loans and all that shit to pay for all that. Sold all kinds of shit while we was.
Oh my God. Let's keep, I guess, this is
down there. But yeah, that was.
Well, she was like, well, it wasn't even nowhere near 10 grand when we went to DC. And we thought it was just good to get y'all out of the house. And I was like, well, I hated it. I hated every second of the vacation. As well as me hating every second of the fucking beach vacation. Because I was stuck in a house with you two. It wasn't free time. It wasn't happy time. It was us staying in a fucking beach house or to be fair, I was fucking miserable and, you know, talked to my girlfriend the entire time I was at the beach. But in DC, it was fucking the same thing. We stayed in a hotel.
Yeah.
We didn't go out and do anything. We slept.
When we did, it was miserable because it was basically what she wanted to look at, what she wanted to do.
Yeah, I don't think I was able to do anything. It's not like I was old enough time to really go out and do anything. I was like fucking 15.
Yeah.
So, it was a wasted trip. We spent money just to stay in DC, and it was miserable.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth the fucking money we wasted.
It's so weird. It's like we spent money. It's weird how he's saying we, like, isn't it? I don't know. That's weird to me. He's supposed to be the kid, and he's saying we spent money and all this money, and that's interesting. Is it somehow their son's money in some way? Why does he keep talking like we spent money? I would never talk like that if it was my parents' money.
All this fucking money that we had, going towards a new car or another
Fixing the house.
Another vehicle.
Yeah.
Like even if it was a cheap ass shitbox vehicle that ran, we could have had that.
Oh,
We could
yeah.
have had a better house. We could have had something.
Yeah.
We could have had a way to get the fuck out and whatever else. She was like, well, your dad, he spent all of it. And it wasn't me. And I was like, Mom, it was all of us. We all spend on fucking food and whatever else we get our fucking hands on, video games, fucking coffees, Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah.
It was like, that's what the fuck we spend our money on.
Yeah. TVs that we didn't fucking need.
Yeah. And she just didn't say it. Was
What did they say? Back pay of what? This is like some kind of, I don't know. They're talking about all this money. I don't know what back pay this was for.
oh, your dad took the money and he said he was going to flip it this way and he just did, and then it all got wasted on weed and whatever fuck else and blah, 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 blah. And of course, you're the reason that, 14 grand got on.
Oh, yeah.
You're the entire reason.
Yeah, I'm always to blame.
That's not what the same 14 fucking grand by himself.
No.
So, it was all fucking four of us.
I mean, well, you see it as, you remember like the big chunks. I mean, hell, it's every day that I was getting paid that she could spend it within $5 of what the fuck I made that day, and usually it turned out to be $5 over what I did make that day. So, I mean, I don't know. She just didn't know what save a little bit of money meant.
Hell, she spent $168 fucking dollars on candles and asked to use my card and paid me back not half of it. She didn't pay me back for the fucking storage unit bill, and she handed me $60 the other day, or $70. It was like, here, this is for the last payment and towards the new payment. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm just glad I'm getting at least some of the fucking money. But hell, freaking, I'm literally down to $5 in my account, which is the holding amount, and I have $2 in my pocket. That's literally the money I currently.
That's weird. Spending your son's money. Yeah, I know. You have to really pay attention. He's talking about, their son was talking about how she had spent his money and left him like no money, and then didn't pay, gave him only like part of it back or whatever. And he was just saying how he was just happy to get it back. And they were talking about how Jody Sue, like all this money they blew on vacations and stuff that they hated, that were miserable, that was like $10,000 to go to DC, and they would go to these beach houses and waste all this money, and it'd be how miserable it'd be for just wherever Jody Sue wanted to go. And she would spend money on, like he kept saying, Damien kept saying, we spent money on stupid, just talking about, and then Andy was saying, yeah, on TV, stupid shit. Like it was just weird, odd conversation. I know, right? What did they even say? That's basically it. So Andy had to have put that phone call out himself, I guess, to try to make Jody Sue look a certain way, or try to prove that something. I don't know. It matters. I guess it matters when that call really was, or around what time and what was going on. Hey, Rhonda. So anyways, let's see here. Let's look at what's this?
Didn't he say something about spending money on Candace or something Jody Sue did and didn't pay him back?
Huh?
Damien was saying something about Jody, complaining about Jody spending money on Candace or something and didn't pay him back. Or more part of it.
Oh, I thought it was for candles. He said candles.
Oh, candles.
Candles, yeah. Do we have any good videos from Killer Looks that we have not seen yet? Is this last one, Fred, about... No, I don't think it has anything to do with the...
Miller, it's so good.
Hey, fam. It's cool. Woo, woo.
Woo, woo.
Today I want to talk to you about the occult and the saints among missing children in America. Have you ever felt like one missing child's case resembles others? Well, today we're going to talk about some of the occult similarities found in these cases.
Sebastian and Candace, or Sebastian and Summer's case, are very similar in certain ways. Yeah, it makes you wonder. It seems so similar, but...
And how we can become aware of these signs.
Hey, Shay.
What seems like...
Oh, you have the whole call, Shay? Is it on your channel? Was there anything interesting about it? Like, it shows the weird dynamic between, weird relationship between them. It's not really a normal father-son relationship, but
bigger network.
Good night, Connie.
The phenomenon of missing children strikes at the heart of society's deepest fears and vulnerabilities. While many cases are resolved, a troubling number remain unsolved, leaving families shattered and communities haunted by unanswered questions of what happened. Within this landscape of uncertainty, there exists a web of commonalities among missing children, and there are cases that defy conventional explanations. The occult has long fascinated and terrified society, often associated with hidden knowledge, esoteric practices, and secret rituals. They may hold significant relevance. For instance, the occurrence of barefoot missing children in many cases could be understood as being a symbol representing vulnerability and innocence and the stripping away of worldly attachments. These traits are highly valued in the occult rituals. Furthermore, the orchestrated media management surrounding these cases suggests a coordinated effort to control public perception and conceal darker truths. Analyzing the patterns among missing children cases reveals a striking array of similarities that transcend individual circumstances. Come on now, people. One commonality is the absence of evidence suggesting foul play, raising questions about the nature of the disappearances.
So is he trying to possibly suggest some kind of, I don't know, a cult? Like a cult involved or something?
The involvement of CPS in open cases adds another layer of complexity, hinting at systematic and semantic issues and potential vulnerabilities within the social welfare system. Another common occurrence within the occult is children who go missing under a full moon. Been full moons a lot lately.
Well, everybody, I mean, it was a big thing at the beginning of when Summer first went missing. Like, people did talk about a lot about the time, like, date, you know, the significance of it was around the time of, what's it called, the summer solstice, when Summer went missing. So a lot of people started looking into this kind of stuff. Like, could it have been some kind of could her disappearance have to do with some kind of weird ritual? Especially after, you know, a lot of people got into looking into it and stuff because of Donna Serafina's reading and all that.
Individual abductions gather significant attention. There's a widespread belief in the existence of larger organized groups behind many missing children's cases. These groups allegedly operate with freedom, orchestrating abductions for various evil purposes, including human trafficking, ritualistic sacrifices, and even governmental experiments. Speculation swarms regarding the identities of these groups, with some theories implicating high-ranking officials, influential elites, and even government entities themselves. The notion that the state may be complicit in the abduction of children and people raises profound ethical and moral questions about the nature of authority and the protection of our vulnerable individuals. Now, the enigma of missing children in America is a complex puzzle and long and far-reaching consequences. By examining the commonalities among these cases through the lens of occult symbolism and the involvement of larger organized groups, we gain insight into the deeper layers of this crisis, which remains shrouded in mystery. Confronting these uncomfortable truths is essential for fostering awareness, accountability, and ultimately the protection of our most vulnerable citizens. Y'all join Killer. About to take y'all on a trip. I'm going to look for symbols and sinks and the cult. Like we landed up in this bitch. Vinci code one time. There we are.
What's Josh talking about over there? Look how slow my internet's going, guys.
Yeah. It's based on a guy named G. Tim. B. Tim's second cousin from a third marriage. Same thing over and over and over and over.
Oh, so let's see what else. Who else has done some good videos lately? I guess I can. We've watched Dawn B. Did they ever find anything else about whatever this was? What the... Props are just plain lazy, right?
Hey guys, Bullhorn Betty. So we are on the search for Summer Wells. So the reason why we're here, guys, is because I believe a local person saw the mother of Summer Wells in this area right after Summer went missing.
What did you see?
So I just look in this barrel and I see a kid stuffed animal. Out this alley, this road where we did hear some rumors that Candace was seen off of Light Hallow Road here in the Beach Creek area. So we decided to come out here and just look at what possibilities there are.
I'm gonna try.
This is what Fred's all about all the time. That's Fred.
Okay. I just wanted to see what was up here.
I knew he was going to come here.
Say hi.
Kim Crawford.
Hey guys, Bullhorn Betty. So we are on the search.
That's right at the edge of Craig Clark's driveway too.
Yeah.
2014, I had horses in that barn.
So recently, because we had been talking about, of course, because Andy's come up a lot lately. You had mentioned that he did remember, like back in the day, you knew of him running cocaine and meth back in the day. Andy did. So, but the reason why why you didn't think he would, you didn't know of him being into that stuff recently though, right? Or around the time Summer went missing. So like that was a long time ago, back in with his buddy Josh Stedman, who is now in prison. He used to run drugs with. And that would be why that one guy, guys, on JLR, who was in the passenger seat.
See, Josh went down, during the time that him and Andy was running dope too and got busted before this time.
Yeah.
But Andy didn't go down with him.
Yeah, so, but it's been, what, how long ago?
What?
How long ago was that, though, that he was involved in that stuff?
Been, I'm trying to think. That's probably
at least 10 years, right?
Yeah, it's been long.
So, but he doesn't know, hadn't heard of him doing that recently.
I didn't even know that Andy had even been busted for anything until after Summer's case come about. I didn't know that they'd been charged for maintaining dwelling where narcotics are sold and stuff.
Oh, the conspiracy files.
Overnight, the Knox County Sheriff's Office is investigating after they say possible human remains were found in East Knox County on Saturday. Deputies received a call around 5 in the...
That's back in 2021.
I didn't tell you, you got nothing left to give. You'll find another life to live. I know that you'll get over it.
Quit chewing on that. Are you chewing together? Hey, boy. Go get you chewing on her brushes.
Mm-hmm.
I've always knew that something was going to happen to.
I feel like Summer has told.
I've always knew that something was going to happen to Summer. It's just something in my gut has always told me, and I've always told Candace, watch her closely. That's my baby. Do not let nothing happen.
He knew that because he would probably because of the activities he was involved in and the people he was around. That's probably why, and the stuff that was going around or going on. He was probably involved in very high risk, activities for a kid to be around, where it would put her at higher risk for her being abducted or, something like that. So
I told her that all the time. I think she knew something too. I think something was, I don't know if you believe in guardian angels or what. I've always knew that something was going to happen to Summer. It's just something in my gut is.
Trafficking.
Keep Summer in mind when you listen to this. This is scary.
So, and this is in Virginia, and they stop and get out to relieve themselves, fill up the gas, whatever. So she goes inside with her 10 and 4-year-old, and they go to use the bathroom. And the 10 and 4-year-old go into the bathroom. 4-year-old comes out without the 4-year-old. And she's like, where's your sister? And she's like, I thought she was with you. And mom's like, well, I thought she was with you. To the bathroom and starts calling her daughter's name. Nothing. Calls her daughter's name again, and she hears like somebody had a hand over a mouth. Like somebody had a hand over a mouth. So now the mom is looking underneath the stall doors, and she sees a pair of adult feet, women adult feet, and child's feet. This woman sitting there with her daughter, clippers in her hand, had shaved her daughter's head and had already put boy clothes on her.
Keep Summer in mind when you listen.
Dude, that is so crazy. That's crazy. That is insane. So you said conspiracy files. The conspiracy files. Okay. Is this what you're talking about? Well, there's unfortunately, that's probably what's going on with Summer. Is there's a huge amount of people. It's a ring, and otherwise we would have already had arrest. Well, I don't know if I'm going to play it. Because it's off kind of off topic a little bit, but
Today we're going to be
Kind
talking
of.
about an Argentinian model who was murdered after finding out the dark truth about the entertainment industry in her home country of Argentina. Natasha Jate was born on August 13, 1977 in Buenos Aires, Argentina. In a 2008 interview with Terra magazine, Natasha Jate recalled having discovered her sexuality at the age of 16, growing up with Jewish parents and attending Golda Meir as a reserved housemate on the 6th season, as she had not finished her immigration paperwork yet. But thanks to one of the other housemates vacating on the first day, Natasha was able to enter the house. She stayed on the program until the final vote and ended up in 3rd place. She was both the first foreign contestant and the first reserve to get that far. At the end of the program, she continued her work in several areas. She worked as a panelist at Crónicas Marcianas, the Martian Chronicles, with journalist Javier Sarda. She became the host of Sexual Office, a program on the Playboy TV network. She hosted the radio program Esclava del Agujero, Slave of Your Hole, on 99.1 Loca FM. She also went on to
Slave of Your Hole. Did I just hear that right? Slave of Your Hole? He just said that like that was like nothing. Hey, Lisa.
posed for the magazine's Interview, Playboy, Hombre, and Paparazzi. In 2007, she returned to Argentina to sponsor the International Festival of Erotic Cinema of Buenos Aires, along with Dunia Montenegro, Sonia Baby, and Nacho Vidal. She hosted the TV program Sexo Seguro, Safe Sex, on Playboy TV, acted in her first theater play in 2008 called Caliente, participated in an Argentinian dance competition, and eventually hosted Natasha Ignites Your Senses on America TV. Additionally, during this time, she worked as a VIP escort and worker. Between 2005 and 2007, Natasha was married to actor Adrian Yasp, with whom she had her son, Valentina. She also had a daughter, Antonella. In 2017, Natasha was accused of extortion charges in which she allegedly blackmailed sports journalist and former football player Diego Latour for $350,000. She accused Diego of having sex with other people, but during the controversy, it was revealed that Diego, who was married, did indeed have an extramarital affair. In 2019, Natasha claimed that director Pablo Jotic and Maximiliano Giusto drugged and sexually assaulted her. She attended a judicial hearing in the related case.
Yeah, it's definitely dangerous when you're outing things like that, for sure. In France, the castle is best. I think I just saw the one you're talking about, and then right here, Chateau de Amarius, Mothers of the Darkest Castle, that one. The most disturbing video on the internet, the Bajorn tapes, or tape. That looks creepy. Look how, God, look at this. I feel like I'm back in 1999 call. They want their internet back. Seriously, right now?
Today's episode of The Conspiracy Files is going to be extremely graphic, extremely disturbing, and it contains some information that may change how you view the world. I always start this show with a couple of warnings. Number one, I don't plan on doing anything to myself in the near future, so if something happens, you might have an idea of who did it. Number two, all facts presented in the show can be independently verified by visiting the chateau. But it's very weird, because there really isn't much information about
We'll
this
share
place.
this.
Now, with chateaus or castles in Europe, usually when you Google them and you try to find their history, you will immediately discover, who's lived there, the things that happened there, the dukes and duchesses that called these places home. But when it comes to the Chateau d'Ameroy, it seems that the history online has been heavily censored. In my opinion, that's for a reason. But it is very mysterious with a place that's so huge and so historic, and it's an old building. Usually you're going to find information about it online. But in my opinion, the history and information about the chateau has been purposefully obscured and hidden. And through this episode, you are going to understand why I think that. If you don't know, I have a YouTube channel. It's my main channel. It's called The Paranormal Files. I've been doing paranormal investigations for 10 years. And next week on The Paranormal Files, I'm releasing a full documentary about the Chateau d'Ameroy. We actually went there in person. We found beautiful expanse of rolling hills, towering trees, and rushing rivers. A lush, sprawling region. The dense woodlands and deep valleys cover thousands of square miles, reaching through Luxembourg, France, Belgium, and Germany. The thick foliage evokes a feeling of enchantment, while the rivers and streams bring serenity to the soul. It's the mystical beauty of the place that has drawn lovers of nature for many hundreds of years, but history buffs have their fair share of attraction as well. The history of the forest has been recorded since the Roman times, and the area is littered with historic ancient villages. The Ardennes is even mentioned in the 12th century song about Charlemagne, and the rock Bayard, which resides in the forest, is said to be the very site where the legend of Bayard took place. But the enchanted forest has its fair share of darkness, and contains legends much more sinister than those of the horse that jumped over the river Meuse with one powerful kick. Blood has soaked the grounds of the Ardennes, as it was the setting for the Battle of France, the Battle of the Ardennes, and the horrific Battle of the Bulge. Knowing this already gives the mystique of the forest an eerie light. But there could be something lurking in the trees that carries an even darker lore. In the gloom of the enchanting forest, a massive Gothic structure looms, its spires reaching to the sky with the spindly finger.
Let's fast forward it to
True was assaulted in the media and called a liar to make her lose credibility in the eyes of the public. With all of this, everyone knew that there had to be something else at hand, something that simply just couldn't be incompetence. Many could see where this was going. It was clear that the Belgian government was protecting someone, or worse, multiple.
Hillary Clinton and one of the Rothschild's women have been linked to the castle. Oh shit! What type of weird stuff goes on there? Is this a? Oh god, tell me. Oh god, no. History of this chateau and explore what really lies beyond the protective barrier set up the castle's current owners. Says a place where elite members of society meet up to carry out horrible crimes against the world's youth. Oh gosh. That's gross.
Now that I say that out loud, it's like you got 150 police officers. They obviously thought something was going on there. The Belgian police were already corrupt as fuck in this case. So it's like, even if they found, 15 rolls of child, it's not like they would come out and say that. I mean, it's really weird. But there's some really weird things about Abraxas. The main thing that when you talk to people, they say, oh, they were just kind of a scapegoat for Mark Dutroux. But that's, in my mind, untrue. I mean, the letter itself is extremely bizarre. It's written directly to Bernard Weinstein. It's in his house. I think it was the night before or the day before the raid on Abraxas. Witnesses who lived in the area that surrounded their temple, they actually saw members loading a ton of shit out of the building. Like, it looked like they were moving out, they said. There's people that saw this and they testified about it. So it's just, really weird timing. What are the odds that you're going to be moving out a ton of shit? I mean, like, that's a really weird fucking point. People have mentioned rumors for many years that secret tunnels connect Chateau d'Ameroy to the rest of Belgium. But there's even more compelling evidence that links Mark Dutroux, his massive pedophile organization, and the Mothers of Darkness Castle. Many of the Mark Dutroux scandal activities are said to have taken place in castles, named by leaked documents on the Dutroux case. This theory was further pressed forward by the 2001 book.
That's creepy. That's so creepy. But these weird, like, ritualistic, it seems like, is it some weird ritual stuff going on in these castles or what? Oh yeah, you just said right here, child rituals and occult stuff. Yeah, that's creepy. That's stuff nightmares are made of. That's horrible, dude. That's horrible. Sounds like that adrenochrome type shit too. Like where the type of people that do that kind of stuff. See, I do believe in do believe that there's more that to this to than what meets the eye, to there's more to the world than what meets the eye, but I also can say I'm not like super conspiracy like super crazy conspiracy, but I am also, obviously I'm pretty spiritual, and I obviously do believe in something greater. But some of the stuff that they say goes on with those type of places seems so like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but there must be some point that you get into life. Like, I guess the Illuminati is where in order to be rich, you have to like sell your soul or something. If you want fame and fortune, you have to sell your soul. Like, and I don't know. But it makes a lot of money, so that's why sex sells, and things that are what's the word? So, things that are, yeah, there's a market, obviously. If there wasn't a market, then we wouldn't have to worry about stuff like this. So how do we take away the market? But anyways, guys, I'm probably gonna go. I know I wasn't. I'm gonna go play my game, and I know if I go live and play my game, I am gonna label the live appropriately, because I was gonna just start playing right now, but I'm not gonna do it while I have this labeled as, well, it doesn't matter. I'll still come back, maybe, if you guys want to hang out while I'm playing my little card game, because I slept earlier today and I probably won't be going to sleep for a while. It's definitely crazy how you would have to gain the whole world for the price of your soul. Yeah, it's not worth it in the end. It's not worth it. Nothing's free. You pay in some way. So, but yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Back, guess who's back, guess who's back, guess who's back. You're keeping your soul. It's not really off topic. It's not off topic. It's really for what we believe probably happened this summer. I wish it was off topic. But all right, guys, you guys get some sleep so you can hang out with me later on. So I'm gonna go find something like to eat out there. I don't know what we really have, but I'm gonna find something. So I really want corn. There's corn out there.
Corn.
Yeah, I love corn.
Oh, you got corn?